So hello everyone, so moving over to video number 2 now. So in this video, I just wanted to update you on some other things that have been going on in my life recently. So I've been really struggling to get the COVID jab because, as you're probably aware if you follow my channel, I have very severe contamination OCD and I need the COVID jab to be able to have people in my place, to have important repairs done and to have my care needs met, to allow my dad in to do cleaning and everything else. But I've been eligible for the COVID jab every year until now, and then this god-awful Labour government, completely ableist and disgusting, have decided to reduce the eligibility criteria to a very small number of people. I think it's just those over the age of 75 and people with immune deficiency disorders, cancer, that sort of thing. So they've basically, loads of people who were previously eligible, so that would include people like me, people with severe mental illness or disorders, who were previously eligible, people with learning disabilities, people with many different conditions, both physical and mental, were previously eligible for the COVID jab. But over the years, that number has been increasingly shrunk until now, where they've literally reduced it to a really small number of people. So I need this jab to live. Although technically you can get it privately, because I'm housebound, this is an extra difficulty for me, because you can get it privately at some pharmacists, not all pharmacists though, it seems to be not all offer it, so people might have to drive to get it. I can't drive, I can't leave the house, so that's a problem. If you were to go to like a pharmacist that does provide it privately, it can cost around in the region of £100, 95 to £100, that sort of price, which is a lot of money. But if I could go out and get it done, I would just spend the money, as a one-off. That's a lot of money and I'd resent doing it, but if I could, I would. But unfortunately, I can't go out and I can't do that because I'm housebound. But guess how much it costs if you're housebound? It's a lot of money. Just think about that a moment. I can now tell you the price. If you are housebound, it costs significantly more because you also have to pay for the home visit fee, so you could be talking in excess of £200. It is absolutely shocking. Now that is money I cannot afford. I could just about scrape together £100 as a one-off. Double that price, over £200, that enters the way I can't afford that. That is just not amount of money. And we're talking here, this would be like every year, by the way, once a year. I cannot afford that sum. I'm on benefits. That is not money I have to spend. That is a lot of money. Now, although my dad said he would help me out, but he shouldn't have to. And this is something I'm going to need for I don't know how many years. And yeah, it's just wrong. It's not right. I can't help the fact I'm housebound, and I can't help the fact that I need this jab so badly. Like I said, if I could leave the house and get it done for £100, I would, but I can't. And I can't, £200 is a massive increase. That's double the price. That's just not right, particularly when you're on benefits like I am. And considering the fact I really need this jab to get my care needs met because of my OCD, when I've had this jab, it does actually allow me to have my care needs met. I can have my dad in the place, I can have essential repairs done. It's still incredibly anxiety provoking. The OCD doesn't go away. I still have to be out and sit in my dad's car. I still get OCD, but the fact is I can manage it. Because I know I'm protected, it gives me that sense of security, it lowers my anxiety, it makes these things possible for me, and it's really important that these needs are met. And it gives me a chance of actually potentially being able to move forward with my problems. I'm still waiting for therapy, but with the jab and with therapy, I could be in a place mentally to actually be able to move forward and maybe potentially even get out. I don't know, it's just really pissing me off. The fact I'm basically being just left to get, and people don't seem to give a crap about it. I've been denied therapy, it just makes me really angry. I've been denied therapy because apparently I'm too complex. Still waiting for social services to get their act together. They're not helping. I've instigated a complaint against social services. They say they would respond within 10 to 20 days, and they still haven't responded. They did reply saying they apologised and someone was off on holiday, which if you ask me is just an excuse, because it might have been on holiday, but this has happened before, and it is well known that services often use this as an excuse, the holiday excuse, just as a way of covering themselves. They said they would reply by the end of the month. I'm not holding my breath over this one, but certainly if they haven't replied, by the last week of September, I'm not going to be a happy bunny. Like I said, I'm not holding my breath. They're going to contact me anytime soon. This is a complaint over social services because I'm still waiting for a social services review because I am eligible for social care support and my care plan is not currently being met because I'm housebound and I have direct payments from social services and that money's just sitting there. That's the other argument, by the way, that I should be able to spend direct payments on the vaccine because I think I've got a need for that under the Equalities Act, because social services should be funding that because they're not providing me with any other support and that money's just sitting there, which could actually be going to my care needs. So maybe the Equalities Act will be able to help there, I do not know. Because apparently the Equalities Act, by the way, can't be used against eligibility criteria. Apparently that is not covered by the Equalities Act. But I'm thinking that maybe I could use the Equalities Act reasonable adjustment part of the Equalities Act, because I have a protected characteristic, I'm disabled, to actually say that social services should allow me to use the direct payments that I get as part of my care plan to use for a really important vaccine that will enable me to get my care needs met, considering I can't access it in a usual way privately because I'm housebound and I cannot afford £200 out of my own money. So I do feel I have a case there. I have contacted VMP. I still await her response. I've contacted, because I want to arrange a surgery for my dad to see VMP about this, and I have also contacted the county councillors. I have actually got a response from the county councillor, by the way, because I contacted the Leeds county councillor and they said they're going to put me in contact with the Director of Public Health. I don't know when they're going to get in contact with me, so I'm waiting for that. I contacted the Integrated Care Board and they fobbed me off by just giving me a cut and paste response about the changing criteria, which I already know about. So I emailed them back and I just said, I already know about the changing criteria, but couldn't there be a little bit of flexibility considering my needs, sort of thing. And they said that I'll get a response from a primary care team. So I wait their response, but I'm not hopeful about that. We've been to the GP. The GP supports my need to have it, but it's kind of outside of their control because the GP surgery no longer has access to the jabs. They used to, but they no longer have access to it. I'm sure if they did, they'd just give it to me anyway, even though I'm not now eligible. I think they would because the GP supports my needs, but they don't have it. You see, I reckon that's strategic. I reckon the fact that the jab is no longer at the GP, I reckon that the fact that the GP no longer has access to the jab could well be strategic, potentially stopping people from actually getting access to the jab, making it harder for them to be flexible. It's like really kind of putting barriers in a way, because I bet they know that lots of people want to have it and they're trying to ration it. It's absolutely disgusting. It's all cost saving. And I mean, they've got plenty of these jabs. Like lots of people don't even turn up for them anyway, even in the really strict eligibility group. Like lots of over 75s don't even bother. And lots of these jabs actually go to waste. And it really pisses me off because lots of over 75s, I'm not denying the fact that over 75s need a jab, by the way. Like they're literally are physically more at risk from COVID and they do need a jab. So they need the jabs. But in some respects, I actually have a greater need because like a lot of these over 75s can still leave the house. Like they don't have OCD. And if they were for whatever reason denied a jab, they would still be able to go out. Like, the fact is, like, I'm like literally housebound and I need the jab to live, and it's just really taking a piss. And yeah, so I'm not happy, as you can tell. But I have been emailing left, right and centre to try and get a response and trying to hopefully get some flexibility. Because yes, they might have changed the eligibility criteria, but if they're going to be sticking rigidly to this law, like an iron hand of the law, they're not actually going to be acting in the spirit of the law and making a little flexible adjustment for someone whose needs are extreme as mine. Surely they can do that. At the end of the day, I could probably count on one hand the number of people in my situation, in the area in which I live, who are like me. It's going to be a very, very small number of people who have extreme OCD like I have that has made them housebound. It's going to be a really small number of people. It's quite extreme. There might be people with OCD, but not as extreme as mine. I'm talking about actual people who are housebound. That's going to be a very extremely small number of people. Because anyone who can leave the house can go and get it done at Boots or whatever, and that opens up options to them. The fact is I can't do that. And like I said,